You may find yourself in this exact same scenario. A surge of motivation comes through, and then you tell yourself, this year will be my year. I will no longer procrastinate on my activities. Then you start off by setting up goals, and then you start going to the gym, applying for that new job, eating healthier, or even asking that cute girl or boy out on a date. The next week comes by and you feel like the motivation is disappearing and it's vanished, and then you ask yourself, where has it all gone? Another week comes by and you stop going to the gym, and then you stop the progress that you were putting in the beginning. You keep telling yourself, tomorrow I'm gonna wake up early and I'm gonna go to the gym. The next day comes by, the alarm rings, you snooze it, and then you snooze it again, and then you start rolling in bed with regret. And that is when the sea of depressive thoughts comes by, and then you tell yourself, oh, I'm not good enough for this. Who was I fooling? Why did I think I could go on and do this? I'm not this type of person. I'm not athletic. I'm not a morning person. Well, it's the endless tale of the swimmer who died too close to the shore just because they gave up swimming a little bit more. And you know what? This was my story too. I would set out amazing things and amazing goals that I said I was gonna accomplish just to let all of them die too close to the goals. But here is where it gets interesting. On January 28th, I made a decision that would change my life. But I still didn't know it would. And hear this, you can do the same. And here's a little introduction of what I would do before this. I would constantly have these ideas and goals that I wanted to achieve. The only problem was I would always want them to happen immediately or in a span of 2 to 4 days. I would say, I'm going to look for a job. I can't stand being unemployed anymore. Then I would apply for 10 to 25 jobs in one day. And on the next day, I would apply for 2. And on the third day, the day after that, I would be mindlessly scrolling through social media and giving myself an excuse, saying, I've done enough. There are no opportunities out there for me. And this would apply to literally anything. Starting a YouTube channel, becoming a creator on Instagram or TikTok, going to the gym, you name it. That was until I was again mindlessly scrolling on YouTube Shorts and heard this quote. Our anxiety is attached to the timeline in which we give ourselves to achieve certain goals. And once we start comparing to other people's realities, that's when we stop wanting to do the thing anymore. To me, that had a huge impact. It meant that all this time, when I put in massive effort for 1 or 2 days and didn't keep going, I was only burning myself out and setting myself up for failure. I decided that instead of blowing all of my steam at once in one day, I would lay it out throughout the week, take small steps, and only put the small amounts of effort every day. But this time, I would be consistent and not have a deadline. And so I did. I started applying for jobs 3 hours every single day. And during those 3 hours, I would call places, really any place, and ask if they were hiring. And if they weren't, I would just call the next place. And it would look something like this. Hi, good morning. My name is Felipe, and I just moved here. I'm new in the area, and I was wondering if you guys were looking to hire at all. And then if they weren't, I would just keep track of the places I called. And I did this for 1 month straight with absolutely no results, no interview, nada. But again, my goal was to keep calling until I got a job. And I did the same thing with my freelancing work. I would dedicate myself to writing 2 good proposals every weekday until I got a response and someone chose to hire me. It took me more than a month as well with absolutely no replies. With the gym, I went 4 times a week instead of 7 times a week. In the first 2 weeks, I went to walk on the treadmill and come back home. But by week 2, I was feeling good, and then I did a workout of only 2 exercises. But by week 3, I decided to create a routine of no longer than 30 minutes and decided to go 3 times a week. And then increased to 4 times a week. But here's the cool thing about this though. You can apply this to literally anything in once. Whether it's a new habit or goal that you want to achieve, you name it. On week 5, I received a call from a cafe restaurant asking to interview for a full-time position. Then boom, I was hired. Plus, I was still working on my freelance proposals, and guess what? Someone replied, I got an interview, and I got hired. Even after this, I kept sending proposals, 2 proposals every day, and another person got in touch with me and hired me. I hope you're starting to see the pattern here. James Clear, the author of Atomic Habits, says, your results are a lagging measure of your past effort, which really just means daily small efforts have a big impact in the long run. Here's how you can do it too. Lay out a few goals, but not really too many of them. Focus on 3 goals maximum, the ones most important to you. Then
set daily actions that you believe could help you achieve those goals. Here's the tricky part though, forget about a deadline for these goals. When we relinquish control of the future, we can focus on the present, which is the next step. Can I run a marathon? I don't know, but can I take the first step and then maybe the one after that? I definitely can do that. Now, I know that for some of you, relinquishing control can be very challenging and scary. But remember, these things are supposed to be challenging and scary. But I promise that there is a reward for those who go through with it. What have I learned from that? I have learned that daily small steps have much bigger power in the long run than a massive sprint for just one day. Yes, sprinting has its strengths and uses, of course. Sometimes we need to get things done fast, and for those times, please engage all of your muscles and by all means, sprint. But most times we need to focus on the marathon, doing small things daily, but that will result in something bigger in the end. Think of this. If you apply for 30 jobs in one day, that will be a massive accomplishment, that's for sure. And you will certainly feel proud of yourself, but you will be tired. And more likely than not, this is not replicable in the long run for most people. In this other approach, however, you take one small step every single day towards your goals without skipping a single beat. Plus, in other areas of life, whether you are looking for a relationship or a job, a romantic partner, you will find that different opportunities that weren't there before will show up. Plus, you'll have a lot more time to do the things that brings you joy and energy rather than making you feeling overwhelmed. The world is ever changing and evolving, and we should do the exact same. But here's the most interesting thing. My life has changed 180 degrees to something I couldn't have even imagined when I started this journey. I just had one goal, to find one job. That was it, one small action every day without skipping a beat. But that led to so many other beautiful things in my life. And trust me when I say, if I did it, you can do it too. I believe in you. I hope you have liked this video. And if you did, please like and subscribe to the channel. I am trying to do the same thing here with this channel. Post frequently, but in a longer time horizon. I hope this video was helpful and I hope the best for us in our journey. I will see you again very